Pfizer Inc. was months from proving its COVID-19 vaccine would even work when Chief Executive Albert Bourla got into a tense WebEx debate with his head of manufacturing. It was a warm day in June, and Pfizer was racing to develop a radical new vaccine based on a technology that had never been approved before. Bourla and his team were so optimistic they had committed hundreds of millions of dollars to build a global manufacturing network. Welcome to the Sunday Series, and today we'll be talking about the brief history of Pfizer vaccine and some other things related to it. So fasten your seatbelts, as the journey might get bumpy, because we'll be dabbling with lots of cool facts along with the history of the vaccine as well. But first things first, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider doing it, and don't forget to click the bell icon. In response to the coronavirus pandemic, Pfizer partnered with BioNTech in April 2020 to begin developing a COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine candidate BNT162b2 is an mRNA vaccine. In November 2020, the drug maker announced that data from phase 3 clinical trials had shown the vaccine was safe and effective with an efficacy of 95%. It requires 2 doses 21 days apart. A few days after the announcement of positive clinical trial results, Pfizer and BioNTech submitted a request for an emergency use authorization from the FDA. On December 11, 2020, the FDA issued the authorization, which allowed the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine to be distributed in the US. Pfizer intends to gather data in a US COVID-19 pilot program from 4 states: Rhode Island, Texas, New Mexico, and Tennessee. It will use the data to refine its delivery and deployment of the vaccine, and the states will not receive vaccines early because of the program. Pfizer and BioNTech said they would produce up to 50 million vaccine doses in 2020 and up to 1.3 billion doses by the end of 2021. The two companies will use facilities in the US, Belgium, and Germany to manufacture the vaccine and meet global need. The CDC, FDA, and other medical authorities released a joint statement on August 18, 2021, announcing that a third booster shot for Americans who received the Pfizer vaccine will be available beginning the week of September 20, 2021. Officials say the Pfizer vaccine is highly effective, but like most vaccines, it gets less effective over time. A booster shot will help ensure they continue to be protected against the risk of severe disease, hospitalization, and death, according to the official statement. The FDA approved the vaccine, now called Comirnaty, to prevent COVID-19 in individuals 16 years of age or older on August 23, 2021. The Emergency Use Authorization, or EUA, for children 12 through 15 is still in place. The EUA also allows certain immunocompromised individuals to get a third dose. Now you may want to know, how long does the Pfizer vaccine last, right? Well, the Pfizer vaccine produces a strong immune system response in the body that may protect against COVID-19 for years, according to a new study. The research published in the Nature Science journal discovered that both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine offer long-lasting protection against the virus. This adds to the expanding evidence, suggesting that those who receive mRNA vaccine may not need a booster dose. However, this is depending on whether the variants evolve again beyond their current condition. But the thing that really matters is how effective the Pfizer vaccine actually is. Public Health England, or PHE, confirmed in May that the Pfizer vaccine is 97% effective in preventing death from COVID-19. After the first dose, protection sits at 80% and rises to 97% following the second vaccination. The vaccine's success was consistent across age, gender, race, and all ethnicity demographics, and across participants with a variety of underlying health conditions. Another report directly from Pfizer confirms this statistic. It also proves that the vaccine is successful in preventing asymptomatic coronavirus infection as well as symptomatic. And those without the vaccine are 44 times more likely to develop symptomatic COVID-19 than those who had been fully vaccinated. Those who haven't had the vaccine are also 29 times more likely to die from COVID-19. It comes after final data was recently released from a phase 3 study of more than 12,000 who were followed up with at least 6 months after their second dose. The proven effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccines is one of the reasons why some countries now require proof of COVID-19 vaccine status before allowing travelers from the UK to enter. With proof of double vaccination, countries such as France are allowing visitors to enter without the mandatory quarantine period. Is the Pfizer vaccine effective against the Delta variant? A new study from PHE confirms that the Pfizer vaccine is effective against the Delta variant first identified in India after the 2 doses. 2 jabs of the Pfizer or AstraZeneca vaccine offer a good level of protection against symptomatic COVID-19 as a result of the new variant. However, they only offer 33% effectiveness against the Delta variant 3 weeks after the first dose, compared to 50% effectiveness against the Alpha variant. Is the Pfizer vaccine effective against the South African variant? New research has revealed that the Pfizer vaccine is 100% effective in preventing COVID-19 cases in South Africa, where the South African variant is dominant. In a study of 800 participants, the 9 cases of COVID-19 that were diagnosed were all in the placebo group. This means that those diagnosed with COVID-19 during the study did not receive the vaccine at all, so everyone who did receive the Pfizer vaccine was effectively protected against the South African variant. Now the million-dollar question is, when will life return to normal? While the best vaccines are highly effective at preventing hospitalization and even death, it takes a coordinated campaign to stop a pandemic. Infectious disease experts say that vaccinating 70 to 85% of the US population would enable a return to normalcy. On a global scale, though, that's a daunting level of vaccination. At the current pace of 35 million a day, the goal of high levels of global immunity remains a long way off. Manufacturing capacity, however, is steadily increasing, and new vaccines by additional manufacturers are coming to market. Israel was first to show that vaccines were bending the curve of COVID-19 infections. The country led the world in early vaccinations, and by February, more than 84% of people with ages 70 and older had received 2 doses. COVID cases declined rapidly, and a similar pattern of vaccination and recovery repeated across dozens of other countries. This progress is under threat. New strains, led by the highly transmissible Delta variant, have caused renewed outbreaks. It's now a life and death contest between vaccine and virus. Unvaccinated people are more at risk than ever, leading US health officials to dub it a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Even among those who are vaccinated, the Delta variant may lead to mild cases, and those who get sick are able to spread the disease to others, according to the latest data. The vaccines remain effective at preventing hospitalization and death. Now let's talk specifically about the US. Roughly half of the US population has been fully vaccinated, and states are flush with supply. The vaccination campaign, however, has slowed. Once the envy of the world for its swift rollout, the US has since been overtaken by dozens of countries. There are still wide gaps between the most and least vaccinated counties in the US, leaving many communities vulnerable to continued outbreaks. Distribution in the US is directed by the federal government. Pfizer's vaccine, as well as Moderna's shot both, require 2 doses taken several weeks apart. J&J's inoculation requires just a single dose. Additional booster shots may be used to enhance protections over time. So far, 210 million Americans have received at least 1 dose of a vaccine, 81.3% of the adult population. At least 179 million people have completed a vaccination regimen. What's more is, the US is sending some of its excess supply to other hard-hit regions of the world. Too much information, we agree, but we hope that you found it informative. And if you did, then well, you know the drill. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Your valuable suggestions are very important to us, so do post them in the comment section.